Are you one of the many who are suffering from sneezes, itchy eyes, scratchy throat, and congestion? Basically, you're just feeling pretty miserable? Yeah, I feel ya. My allergies are pretty bad too, so let's talk about it. Joining me now is Dr. Natasha Bhuyan of One Medical. Thanks so much for being here. Okay, so why is it so bad right now?
Okay, so people usually associate allergies with the springtime, but in Phoenix, there is another surge of pollination in the fall, and that's because we've got blooming of ragweed and Bermuda grass, and so allergies can be pretty bad right now too. Now the other culprit, I know it's hot right now, but in the evening it's a lot cooler. So a lot of my patients have been telling me they're opening their windows when they're sleeping, and that introduces pollen into the home as well.
As much as you want to welcome in that cooler air. Okay, so let's knock it out as we go into respiratory season, because now we're going to have to deal with RSV, there's COVID, cold and flu, and we want to go through the difference because it can be confusing. Out of the gate, all of these illnesses cause nasal congestion and coughing, but I want to start with the allergies. So what to look for?
You're right, they're very, very similar, and they can all make you pretty miserable. With allergies though, we tend to say that the symptoms change throughout the day. Oftentimes it's worse in the early afternoon because that's when the pollen count is the highest. People can also have itchy eyes, itchy nose, running, teary eyes. RSV is a little different. That tends to hit children the worst. They've got wheezing. Cold symptoms tend to be more mild, sometimes more of a sore throat. I think we know classically the flu, it's body aches, chills, fevers.
Like you got hit by a truck.
You got hit by a truck. Now COVID is all over the map. So COVID symptoms are everything. Loss of taste and smell is more classic, but really COVID can look like anything. And really the bottom line is if you've got any of these symptoms, see a doctor because it's really hard to tell apart. We can do testing to diagnose what exactly you have. It's important to know what you have because the treatment is different for all of them.
Right, okay, and with COVID too, a telltale sign that you have it is just take the test.
Yes, yeah.
Obviously, and then that rules out, all the rest.
And there's also rapid flu tests and RSV tests as well.
Yes, okay, so let's talk about remedies. I always wonder, is it better to take the over-the-counter pill or a nasal spray?
A lot of people reach for an antihistamine, but actually the nasal steroid spray is the best treatment for allergies. It works really well with not that many side effects because that antihistamine can really dry you out.
Right, and it's more localized, right?
Exactly.
That's what I've always heard. Okay, what about decongestants?
Okay, decongestants, this made the news recently. So the FDA really pointed out that there is an ingredient in decongestants that's not effective. So phenylephrine is actually not effective. It's pseudoephedrine that's the effective decongestant. So if you're reaching for a decongestant, be sure to read that label.
Okay, is that the one that you have to, that's behind
the counter? Yeah, you have to sign off some things. The reason why is people can use it in illicit kind of ways, and so it's good to actually use it when you need it the right way.
Okay, there are also ways to just minimize all the allergens around the house too, right?
Yeah, really, that is the hallmark of how to reduce allergies, is to minimize allergens in your house. It's really just good hygiene, like changing your bed sheets weekly, changing the air filters every 3 months. People also forget, when we walk around, pollen sticks to the bottom of our shoes. So we can track pollen all over our house, so leave your shoes at the door.
So it's not just an Asian thing, by the way. Because we do that
I take off my shoes too, but everyone should take off their shoes in the house. You don't want to have pollen all over your house.
Yeah, no kidding. And I've also heard too, your clothes and your hair can just trap that pollen
Yeah,
when you're outside.
all of that can track inside the house. It's good to change your clothes. Obviously, it's good to bathe and get that pollen out of your hair. I mean, the other big thing is just rinsing your sinus passages. People forget that pollen and dander can just sit in your sinus beds.
So the neti pot?
Using that neti pot or a saline sinus syringe. I know some people think it's torture, like it's water torture, but it really does work.
Okay, and real quick, kids who have allergies, what should they do?
Now, kids can also use similar medications. They can use eye drops, they can use the nasal spray, they can use oral meds, but you should check with your doctor before putting children on medications. I think what's best for kids is minimizing allergens. So in a child's bedroom, make sure that we're using those allergy-proof covers on padded furniture like pillows and mattresses.
Oh, I need to get some for Zoe. All right, you are so great. Thank you so much.